Welcome back to Learn BC. We're in Finance 101 Fixed Assets and we're up to the SOP-5. And this is reclassify or transfer a fixed asset. Now, every SOP that we do, we encourage you to understand the context and rules, which means what triggers it, what are the preconditions, and what are the key principles. We go through the procedure step by step. We will give you a visual cue demo. We talk about outcomes, the exceptions, what happens if it goes wrong, and what are the post conditions. Now, before we get into this, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and please email us at how@learnbc.today and let's talk about how we can bring content to the community that's actually going to help the community thrive with use of Business Central. Let's get started. In reclassifying or transferring a fixed asset, the trigger here is a fixed asset needs to be moved to a different department or a different location. It's split into multiple assets. So let's say you make one particular asset and you've made the decision to split it into two. And splitting it could be because in sitting on different assets, you're going to use a different depreciation method for those two assets. Or combined with another asset, you're now going to combine it. So the precondition here is the source asset, the tractor, okay, exists. We've already created it, okay, it has a book value. The destination fixed asset, we've now created one called tractor B or tractor 2, I can't remember. It's created, it's sitting there. So in the demo today, you'll see I've already created a second asset. Depreciation is calculated. I did it for the first 30 days. And post it up to the transfer date. And that's literally what we're going to do through this SOP today. So the key principles is reclassification journal versus the fixed asset yield journal. Use the reclassification journal to move the balances between the assets. So effectively you're staging the transaction. The journal generates then the lines next in the fixed asset journal. Okay, general ledger journal. Now be careful, there's two journals here. There is a fixed asset journal. There's a fixed asset general ledger journal, which must then be posted to update the general ledger. So depreciation must be current. We said this already. Before transferring the asset, you must calculate up to date. And proportional transfers, when splitting an asset, you can transfer a percentage of the acquisition cost and accumulated depreciation to the new asset, which is pretty cool. So critical warning here, always calculate and post depreciation, as we've discussed, on the source up to the date of the reclassification date before transferring. Transferring an asset without dated depreciation will result in incorrect book values on both source and destination. All right, well, what's it look like? So from a SOP perspective, step one, create the new asset card. Now, we've already done that. So as we step through the SOP today, we're going to move straight to step two. And step two is go and search, use Tell Me, and type in FA Reclass or Fixed Asset Reclassification. And you're going to come up with the Fixed Asset Reclassification Journal. And this one is how we stage. In this, we enter, other than the date and the journal ID, so the number, we're going to enter in the asset ID from and the asset ID to. We're going to enter in, any of those changes, okay, on the line, including the percentage. You're either going to move all of it or a percentage of it. And then you get to choose in the reclassification, you reclassify, just here in step 4, reclassify acquisition cost, reclassify depreciation. You've got to choose, there's 3 options there. We'll walk through them. Now, once you've clicked reclassify, all right, it clears and it disappears in front of you. And then you need to go look up the fixed asset general ledger journal, not the fixed asset journal, the general ledger journal, and you'll have a whole heap of lines there. Okay, because it's effectively cleaned up the transaction to what you've asked. And you review the lines. Sometimes you may need to stipulate whether there's a sale or a purchase on the line, and then you post the reclassification. So you verify the lines, make sure that it's okay. One, set reversing the old asset one set, acquiring the new asset. Choose post to commit the transfer to the fixed asset ledger. And then it's done. It's pretty quick, okay? So what are the exceptions? Now, if the reclassification fails due to open entries, ensure all pending depreciation or maintenance journals for the old asset are posted before attempting it. If you've got a pending fixed asset journal with maintenance records on it, it's going to fail, all right? Or a purchase invoice with cost yet being posted tied to that fixed asset with maintenance or appreciation or whatever, it's going to cause a failure. Now, reclassification journal does not balance. Check the reclassification acquisition costs and reclassification depreciation toggles are set correctly. If you don't, and that the new asset has the same depreciation book assigned, you have to have the same book. Asset disposed before reclass. Well, you can't reclassify something you disposed. Technically, it doesn't exist anymore. Let's be real. No making stuff up. So, post conditions where this has succeeded, the old asset balances, acquisition and depreciation, are transferred to the new asset based on the percentage that you've set. Corresponding general ledger entries are created to reflect the transfer between those assets, and the old asset is marked as disposed if you've fully transferred it and deactivated, okay? And the new asset is set ready for future depreciation and tracking. Let's go take a look in Business Central. I'm going to take you through this process. Now, within Business Central here, I have in front of me our fixed assets, and I have tractor model A, okay, and we have tractor model B. And so you'll notice on tractor model A, I have a book value, and on model B, I have no book value. So it's a brand new asset. And you'll notice that we've changed the building on them, but they're both using the same depreciation book code, because that is a requirement. Now let's look at the fixed reclass, and it's going to open the fixed asset reclassification journal, and I can type in here a posting date, which is my work date is 2 years ago, but let's just run with it. I've made up a document number. I've got my from asset, which is the tractor model A. The to asset is our tractor model B. I'm going to put in here 50%. So I'm going to split, and I'm selecting reclassify the acquisition specifies the reclassification of the acquisition cost for the fixed asset entered into the FA number field to the fixed asset entered in the new. So it's basically splitting the cost. The first one is the cost. The next one splits, specifies the reclassification of the accumulated depreciation. So it splits what's being depreciated. And the third one here specifies whether to create one or more balancing entry lines in the fixed asset general ledger journal or the FA journal. So we've said, look, let's make those balancing lines nice and clean and simple. So to reclassify, we just click reclassify. That's it, and it's done, and it disappears just like that. Do you want to? Yes, and it's done. All right. So what's next? It's not done yet. The asset acquired, the second isn't acquired yet, and the balances have not moved, okay, between the assets. So to do that, we have to go to the fixed GL fixed asset general ledger journal, and here it is. We have ourselves all the data's flowed through beautifully. The main thing that you've got here is to state on the GL accounts what's going on with the transaction. It's either a purchase or a sale, for example, and from there, depending on which way you're doing your transaction, the posting date is after the working date. That's fine. Here we are, and it posts beautifully. And so that's just a preview. So to post this, all I do is I click post. Do we want to? Yes. And the date's after my working date of today, and that's it. It's done. The journal lines were successfully posted. So if I refresh my screen here, I now have an acquired asset with tractor B. If I go into the first one, I can see a lower book value. And if I go take a look at that book value, you can see the original purchase, the depreciation, the correction. So we've transferred out some of the depreciation, and we've transferred out half of the value of the remainder of the asset. Now, if we go into the second asset, we can now see the two lines transferring the balances into that particular asset, and the book is now up to date, and we could then go and proceed with depreciation on future months on those two assets. And that's it. I'll see you in the next SOP.